will you accept the position of President of Executive Council for the province of Alberta?
I will.
And with that, Premier Danielle Smith officially takes on the role as the 19th Premier of Alberta. But how much of the Smith we saw campaigning for the United Conservative Party leadership will we now see from the top job? Premier Smith avowing Tuesday she will clean house with healthcare leadership, and that includes Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Dina Hinshaw.
I appreciate the work that Dr. Dina Hinshaw has done, but I think that we are in a new phase where we are now talking about treating coronavirus as endemic as we do influenza.
Smith's goal is to have new advisors and new Alberta Health Services leadership before the end of 2022. This is something the Alberta Medical Association has warned could be destabilizing to an already struggling health system. But the Premier ready to meet with various medical associations to come up with a plan, saying they could bring in more staff by attracting healthcare workers who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19, as she plans to make vaccine choice a protected human right at the same level as race, gender, and religion.
Travel across the border. So they have been the most discriminated against group that I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. That's a pretty extreme level of discrimination that we have seen. I don't take away any of the discrimination that I've seen in those other groups that you mentioned.
The opposition NDP calling on the Premier to apologize for those comments, saying they further divide our province and minimize the hate and violence towards racialized Albertans and the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. Well, she is committing to her stance on vaccine freedom, admitting the Sovereignty Act she campaigned on may have to be softened.
It's not a perfect application of what the original idea was, but I felt it was my job to look at the Constitution, see what was possible, find out the ways in which the federal government interferes with our jurisdiction.
And on the carbon tax, ready to look at a made-in-Alberta plan to reduce emissions in order to reopen the conversation with the Supreme Court about the federal price on pollution. And the next big question in Alberta politics, what shakeup will this new leader bring to the cabinet? Premier Smith is expected to announce her new picks for ministers on October 21st. From the Alberta Legislature, Carly Robinson, City News.